Hello everyone, this is Nillufary. Today is Tuesday, May 12, 2020. I'm still here at the doorsteps of the office of the United Nations Refugee Agency, UNHCR, as you can see behind me. That's my shelter over there. That's my shelter. So I'm here like for over 37 months or 3 years. Yesterday I sent another email to UNHCR's office. Today I also managed to make a copy of this email, and this morning I actually wanted to give it inside, submit it to them in person, and get a protocol number for my letter. So they closed the door, they wouldn't let me go inside, and the security said I had to go and go to a post office and post it. So I was eventually forced to go to a post office and post my letter, which is here. The receipt for my letter from the post office. It cost me nearly €3, and they said this will take 2 to 3 days to get here. And here is my letter. I'm going to read this letter quickly and publish it online. Although I don't have, I also recorded my today's interaction with the security. But as you know, I don't have electricity here, and libraries are still closed. So I don't know how long it takes sometimes for me to be able to manage to publish these videos too. I'm going to publish it in another video, but in this video I'm going to read my recent email, which is addressed to the top official at the UNHCR's office in Geneva and the High Commissioner's representative here. It's 6 pages. I'm going to read it quickly, and I don't know how long it takes for me to be able to edit this video and publish it. Subject: most urgent to UNHCR. Stop hurting me anymore. Do your job. Find me asylum and put an end to my prolonged imprisonment in Greece. Dear the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Filippo Grandi, the Deputy High Commissioner, Clements, and the High Commissioner's representative in Greece, Philippe Leclerc. I'm 33 years old, a civil engineer. I'm a beneficiary of international protection and a stateless person in exile for over 15 years, who have been held hostage, exploited, and deprived of everything in Greece, a country always in recession, of even livelihoods for nearly 6 years, and currently have basically nothing left to survive on. We know for a fact that people won't drown simply by falling into a river, but by staying submerged in it. And that is exactly what Europe and UNHCR have been experimenting on my case over the past 6 years, with no income, no safety or stability, no future, and now not even sufficient food to live on. Although I am not and have never been an enemy of Europe, but I suppose the opposite is and have always been true, because I feel I have been treated like an enemy right from the very moment I set a foot on this continent in search of refuge. Who or what am I in Greece is not officially clear. A refugee, a hostage, a prisoner of war, or nobody with no identity at all, who has been systematically deprived of everything and left alone to die. Nobody knows, or at least they all pretend not to know. What is clear though is that I need urgent protection, and of course a country that can offer me that, which certainly is not Greece and will never be Greece for sure. Although up to this date the organization has not even acknowledged my presence here, but you must already know that currently I am on a long-standing protest at the doorsteps of the office of the United Nations Refugee Agency, UNHCR, in Athens, Greece, for over 37 months, over 3 years, and seeking the organization's assistance for my resettlement in another country, or for my case to be directed to another UNHCR office inside or outside Europe where I could get a proper response to my resettlement inquiry without having to face any obstacles. Here I was initially on hunger strike for up to 64 days, and I am now also undocumented as well for more than 26 months, over 2 years. All this started while I was already in exile for nearly a decade in northern Iraq, and my life was unjustifiably destabilized by the government of Mafia, Kurdistan Regional Government KRG, in the region in coordination with Iran's evil regime, and I was consequently forced into exile for the second time in less than a decade in the year 2014. In association with one of the deviated Kurdish parties from eastern Kurdistan, Democratic Party of Iranian Kurdistan KDPI, the Barzani's monarchist family, and his vicious party, Kurdistan Democratic Party PDK, are indeed the most responsible for the second destabilization of my life and forcing me into exile and making me refugee again. And due to lack of essential documents such as passport, I could neither legally leave the region nor could I legally immigrate to another country, i.e. Canada, US, or Australia. All my documents for obtaining Iraqi citizenship and passport were vanished by the affiliates of the same political parties mentioned above. But it didn't stop there, because they also destroyed my career and even forced the company I was working for not to pay off many months of my salary. They also weaponized and arbitrarily revoked my lawfully obtained resident permit and told me to leave the region. We don't care how, we don't care where to, they told me at the end. Still in the region, all my efforts in reaching out to the Canadian embassies in Jordan and Turkey for enhancing my birth certificate to act as a passport were all went in vain. Both the US and the Canadian embassy have directed me to the local office of the United Nations Refugee Agency, UNHCR, in order to register with them and get help there. But regardless of the urgency and severity of the situation, the UNHCR office had completely mishandled and neglected my case. This happened between the years 2012 to 2014. It is a sure thing that what had happened to me in northern Iraq did not simply just happen. It was brought about, and if I am to lay the blame, I suspect the Iranian rogue and terrorist regime must have also been involved. I believe it was under the direct instructions and guidance of their notorious intelligence agency, VAGA, that the second destabilization of my life was plotted and being carried out, as they were also responsible for vanishing some of the people I knew. Several months from the second destabilization of my life, and in the hope of finding protection and a durable and sustainable solution for my life, and after surviving a deadly sea crossing over the Aegean Sea, I had eventually found myself on the Europe's shore. But 1 year after my arrival to the continent, and as a direct consequence of a shameful misdirection, false and incomplete information given to me by the Office of the United Nations Refugee Agency, UNHCR, NGOs and asylum authorities in Greece, I had suffered an illegal deportation from Sweden back to Greece in September 2015. In Greece, I was initially instructed to register with the asylum authorities here, then, if admitted, to get essential documents and leave and go wherever I wanted to settle in Europe. They are very good people, I was being told. They understand how bad the situation is in Greece and they will never send you back here. But in spite of following the guidelines, the Swedish Migration Agency has sent me back to Greece even when Greece was not abiding by the Dublin regulations. They sent me back at a time even when all the borders were temporarily open and people could freely leave Greece and reach the prosperous countries of Europe without having to rely on people smugglers or without having to risk their life or take any dangerous routes. The decision on my illegal deportation by the Swedish Migration Agency was pronounced to be on the grounds of the Dublin regulations, when the facts of the matter on the ground dictate that they sent me back to Greece because I did not pay people smugglers to reach their territory in the first place. Now, due to the Dublin regulations, I will no longer be able to find protection in other EU countries. Also, due to the timing and geographical restrictions, I was also being excluded from benefiting from EU's already failed relocation program. And that is why the only durable and sustainable solution with respect to my case would only be my resettlement in another country, most likely outside of this continent, i.e. Canada, US, Australia. Although refugees are the only group of people eligible for resettlement, but even in possession of the legal status, they are not allowed to apply for resettlement on their own. According to the current legal frameworks, resettlement of individual refugees would require UNHCR's mediation for the submission of their applications. As UNHCR, due to its own political agendas and its utterly inhumane policies, had been continually disregarding my repeated requests for assistance for my resettlement in another country for nearly 1.5 years from my illegal deportation from Sweden back to Greece in September 2015, and have even been denying that it had anything to do with refugee resettlement. I had therefore eventually forced into announcing a hunger strike and protest at the doorsteps of the organization on March 21, 2017, a long-standing protest which still is continuing up to this date under the most inhumane, degrading and undignified conditions. In Greece, however, rather than recognizing my rights, my access to the UNHCR office also seems to have been blocked. A deleterious and diabolical blockage with the aim of possibly forcing me into taking illegal routes and leaving the continent through irregular means rather than available legal channels, or alternatively to enforce forced return to the so-called my country of origin, a country I do not have. Meanwhile, the so-called humanitarian NGOs in Greece are all refusing to offer legal or any kind of services to my case and seems to have taken part in covering up my case and vilifying my character. Additionally, I have also reached a deadlock seeking legal aid from the state. During my last endeavor on this regard, I have also suffered numerous physical assaults at the hands of the Hellenic police. Although over the past 3 years I had submitted numerous complaints to the Greek ombudsman and had asked for their intervention, but so far nothing had come out as a result of those complaints. Additionally, I had also addressed the European Commission, the Petition Committee at the European Parliament, PETI, as well as the European Ombudsman, but my situation still remains unresolved. UNHCR, in the other hand, is refusing to take any responsibilities and not only seems to have left the matter to the Greek state, but has also completely lost perspective and compassion, and only tends to extend the situation in a clear hope that I would eventually die and never going to make it. Perhaps death by starvation. A cheap and easy solution without having to cost them anything, and all at the expense of the refugee himself. a systematic deprivation and targeted assassination. This could also be a politically motivated matter that may behind the shadows involve other countries other than Greece as well. Due to trying to reach the UNHCR's office, I have also been subject to continued physical assaults at the hands of the guards of the UNHCR's building, the employees of the organization, the people inside the UNHCR's building, and even the Hellenic police. However, these deterrence and terrorizing measures were not the only policy of the UNHCR towards this case, because I had as well suffered indefinite numbers of illegal detention in different police facilities, trials after trials in the court of Athens, the Casteriou prison, and illegal detention in refugee camps and even in prisons. An illegal and torturous treatment continually being practiced in my case since my illegal deportation from Sweden back to Greece in September 2015. I am not living my own life. I'm barely surviving, even though I haven't done anything wrong yet. I have been deceived and being forced into silence while everyone pretends it is the way it should be. Why? The Hellenic police is regularly removing me from the doorsteps of the UNHCR's building, yet, in spite of doing so for far too many years, still do not want to make a statement about this ongoing situation. We don't care. Your life doesn't matter to us. Go back to your country. Why you came here? Go kill yourself. Remove your shelter from there and go die somewhere else are samples of their short replies to my requests for making a statement. In one particular incident, I was also hit by a passenger car in the middle of the street opposite to the UNHCR building. While protesting in the middle of the street, the car driver had attempted to murder me. It hit me once, then waiting for me to get up, and then it hit me again and simply ran away. When I reported the incident to the police, they were only shooting me from one police station to another police station and were doing this for 2 days before they finally told me that since I did not die from the accident, therefore, to the police it was not a crime worthy of investigation, and as such I should forget all about the whole incident or even wanting to pursue the perpetrators. Additionally, so far I have had up to 22 trials in the court of Athens, the Casteriou prison, simply on the accounts of attempting to reach the office of the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR, and seeking a durable and sustainable solution for my life. And as listed below, I have as well been practically imprisoned in 5 different prison facilities in 5 different occasions on the same accounts. First, by the court order number GAM 1800 from March 7, 2018, I had to serve a 12 months 10% prison sentence in the closed prison of Neapolis from March 7, 2018 to April 13, 2018. During serving this sentence, I also suffered some physical and verbal assault in this prison, which were all orchestrated by the police. Second, as a result of an arbitrary decision by the Hellenic police, I had to serve a 12 months 10% prison sentence in the Amygdaleza pre-removal detention facility from May 2nd, 2018 to June 8, 2018. 1 or 2 days earlier, I had also suffered multiple physical assaults at the hands of the guards of the UNHCR building, as well as one of the employees of the UNHCR for trying to reach the organization. The videos of the incident are public and available on my YouTube channel. Third, by the court order number BAM 7091 from the year 2018 and by the court order number BAM 8697 from the year 2018, I had to serve a 12 months plus 6 months 10% prison sentence in the closed prison of Khania from June 27, 2018 to August 14, 2018. I suffered multiple physical assaults in Khania. Those assaults as well were all orchestrated by the police. Fourth, by the court order number AAM 851, followed by a trial in February 8, 2019, and the court order number GAM 1800 from February 27, 2018, I had to serve a 6 months plus 8 months 10% prison sentence in the closed prison of Kos from February 6, 2019 to March 14, 2019. I suffered multiple physical assaults at the hands of the Hellenic police during serving these sentences. My cell phone, Samsung Galaxy S6 Gold, was also stolen by the police. Fifth, by the court order number BAM 4403, followed by a trial in May 15, 2019, I had to serve a 6 months, 10% prison sentence in the closed prison of Naflio from May 15, 2019 to June 6, 2019. I was also assaulted by the police upon my removal from the doorsteps of the UNHCR's office on May 2, 2019. Sixth, these are in addition to the fact that each time they take me to the court, they also keep me in detention for 2 to 3 days. That, according to the Greek laws, would be equivalent to over 1 year of imprisonment. The conditions at the doorsteps of the UNHCR office are also extremely dire. With no water, no electricity, and no sanitary services being provided to me, I am therefore left alone to even struggle for those basic needs on a daily basis. Currently, due to the outbreak of coronavirus, I have daily issues finding a place where I could use the toilet, and also I haven't been able to take a shower in over 2 months. So I haven't been able to shave, and I also just changed my shirt for this video because I wear a t-shirt. Furthermore, I have also been excluded from benefiting from the cash assistance program, which is about 200 to 250 euros monthly allowance provided to most of the refugees who have been deliberately being stuck in this country. Having run out of funds, my own savings, now basically starving on a daily basis, only eating 1 meal a day, no fruits, no vegetables, for over a year now, and without any relief anytime soon, this could potentially result in announcing my second hunger strike in a very short period of time from now. As part of this systematic and utterly inhumane treatment, my shelters had also been destroyed at least on 3 occasions. And in the meantime, as part of a continued cover-up campaign by the Greek state and the UNHCR, my internet was cut. One of my phones, a Samsung Galaxy S6 Gold, was stolen by the police. My second phone, Samsung Galaxy S8 Edge, was confiscated by the state, and my third phone, ZTE Blade, being destroyed by the police. I am truly terrorized by the UNHCR, by the people inside the UNHCR's building, and also by the Hellenic police as well. I am extremely tired, exhausted, and almost dying. I fear for my life, my safety, and well-being. Dear the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Filippo Grandi, the Deputy High Commissioner, Kelly T. Clements, and the High Commissioner's representative in Greece, Philippe Leclerc, In nearly over 6 years of my prolonged imprisonment in Greece, the Greek state had continually and egregiously violated all of its international obligations under the 1951 Geneva Convention, the European Human Rights Convention, and 2 other international conventions as listed below. The 1951 Geneva Convention, Article 3, Article 7, Paragraph 3, 4, 5, Article 15, Article 16, Article 17, Article 18, Article 19, Paragraph 2, Article 21, Article 22 and 23, Article 24, Paragraph 1b and Paragraph 3, and lastly Article 34, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Article 1, Article 5, Article 8, Article 9, Article 22, Article 23, Paragraph 1, Article 25, Paragraph 1. The European Convention for Human Rights, Article 1, Article 3, Article 5, Article 13, and Article 14. Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel, Inhumane, or Degrading Treatment or Punishment. CAT. Article 1, Article 2.1 and 2.2, Article 3, Article 6.3, Article 10.1, Article 11, Article 12, Article 13, Article 14.1, Article 15, Article 16.1, and Article 17.1. And the matter of the fact is that clearly, not only I have no protection in Greece, but I believe there is also a lot more dignity and honor in killing people straight away rather than what is being practiced in my case in this country for these many years. In the other words, over these past 6 hellish years, Europe has taken far more from me than it has the power to give back, and hence Greece must urgently release me from its fake protection, apologize, and compensate me for the amount of immeasurable and irreparable damages it had unjustly and unfairly inflicted on my life, and as a gesture of goodwill and as a way of easing my pain and suffering, they must also immediately facilitate my resettlement, or alternatively grant me a safe passage to a country of asylum outside Europe, i.e. Canada, US, or Australia, and let me go immediately and stop damaging and hindering my life any further. Refugees do not have any obligations to stay in a country with no functioning asylum system, no protection of any kind, and no security at all. I did not seek refuge to pay and suffer, nor did I agree or sign on any paper that enslaves me in Greece, because more or less this is nothing but a clear example of slavery. Am I not in charge of my own life? You do not get to decide for my life and have no rights, and cannot force me to stay in a place or in a country where no protection of any kind is available to me, and this oppression must stop now. I am seeking to be granted a safe passage or a legal way of entry to a country of asylum outside this continent, i.e. Canada, US, or Australia, or to be resettled in one of these countries urgently. My needs for resettlement or obtaining a safe passage are rightful, legit, and legal. My case already fulfills at least 3 of the resettlement criteria. Those criteria are legal and physical protection needs, survivor of violence and torture, and lack of local integration prospects. And dear the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Filippo Grandi, the Deputy High Commissioner, Clements, and the High Commissioner's representative in Greece, Philippe Leclerc, I cannot afford to let my rights be infringed upon any longer, nor can I tolerate any other physical assaults directed at me at the doorsteps of the UNHCR office by various entities only because I try to reach the organization and need its assistance. Hence, as it is the UNHCR's mandate, I am therefore hereby once more urging the United Nations Refugee Agency (UNHCR) to put an end to its years of uncooperative, irresponsible, and evasive attitudes towards my case, which had already left catastrophic and irreversible damages on my life, and thus simply to do its job and take immediate actions towards resolving this horrifying and 6 years old deadlock in my case and the endless torment imposed on me in this country for these many years. This could be achieved by considering to act on one of the following practical and rational propositions. First, to grant me entry to its building and let me register with the organization without having to face any further obstacles, fabricated difficulties, or having to appear before the court of Athens again, and thus for my case to be forwarded for resettlement in another country urgently. Refugees do not need a refugee chief or a refugee organization when it can neither provide them with a safe passage nor resettlement opportunities. Second, if the organization does not want to carry out its respective responsibilities and properly respond to this humanitarian tragedy, then please issue an official letter that would explain UNHCR's reason for denying me entry to its building and also include clear information and instruction about which office of the UN Refugee Agency UNHCR and in where would be the best office to handle my case and my resettlement request and why. As part of its mandate, UNHCR must also coordinate a safe and immediate transition to that office. Third, otherwise, UNHCR is kindly asked to coordinate a meeting between delegates of one of the following countries, Canada, US, or Australia, in order to negotiate a safe passage and my rights to let me settle in one of these countries. UNHCR can also consider issuing a public appeal addressed to the asylum and immigration authorities of these countries in order to encourage them to consider granting me asylum entry to their territory, or alternatively to accept a refugee resettlement application from me without a resettlement referral from UNHCR office. I am also hereby once more requesting to be accommodated in one of the UNHCR's apartments buildings till the organization reaches a settlement in my case. For far too many years I have suffered too much at the hands of the Iran's evil regime and the government of Mafia Kurdistan Regional Government KRG in northern Iraq. Enough of Europe's and United Nations oppression. You will be held accountable for any harm comes to me resulting from this utterly inhumane, unethical, and illegal treatment. Stop hurting me anymore. Do your job. Find me asylum and put an end to my prolonged imprisonment in Greece. End this torment now. I am anxiously looking forward to your kind assistance in resolving the above mentioned matters. Please also confirm the receipt of this email. Yours respectfully, Anwar, Nillufary. Registered case number at the Greek Asylum Office 12826 from the year 2014. Address, as you saw, my shelter located in front of the UNHCR's main office in Athens since March 21st, 2017. Michalakopoulou 91, Athens. I also provided them with some links to my Facebook page, YouTube channel and Twitter account, yeah. Hashtag justice for Anwar, hashtag hustlers of Europe, hashtag end this torment now, hashtag no to slow killings, hashtag SOS. And this email was sent on Monday, May 11th, 2020. This email was also sent, as you can see here in the CC part, to many other people, officials, and BCC to many other organizations too. I'm also going to publish this letter on my Facebook page, and I'm also once again hereby reaching out to whoever out there seeing this, or whoever is aware of this situation, of this case. I'm looking forward to your kind solidarity and support in whatever ways possible. Share, comment, distribute, tell everybody about this case, tell everybody you can. And if you know of an organization or an individual lawyer active in the fields of human rights who would be interested in helping me out in submitting this case to the European Court of Human Rights or the Supreme Court of Greece, again, please let me know. All my contact details are available, publicly available. You can send me an email, you can send me a message on Facebook or Twitter. And that's it for now. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.